As we analyze humanity's egotistical quest for power and domination, we see creations of fire like the A-bomb, nuclear generators, thermal nuclear warfare, and now the deadly neutron bomb. If the element fire was used properly, instead of destructively for profit, the mercenary ventures, it can be the most rewarding and liberating force on our planet. The fire element, in my opinion, deals spiritually with the growth of the soul and conscious mind. It is the element of competition and the self-ego, eventually uniting with the universal ego. Used spiritually, it opens channels of thought dealing with creation, the universal ego, healing, leadership, reproduction, purification, and inspiration. If our sun went nova, it would end our entire solar system. The germs would kill us all long before we froze to death. Keywords for the fire element are masculine, expansive, illuminating, uplifting, magnetic, constructive, warmth, life-giving, bright, soulful, and regeneration. Earth, the physical manifestation. As we examine the element Earth, we should first notice it is the same name as our planet Earth. This should tell you something straight off. We mainly, as humans, live in a material state and a material state of consciousness. If we were only material beings, this would be fine. In the truest sense, we are created from the essence of spirit. Living in this material world gives us the ability to experience the 5 physical senses. We therefore place great importance in what we experience in the physical world. We basically live our lives lost in the impermanence of the ever-changing material world. We must remember that we are beings exhibiting in 4 dimensions: fire, soul; earth, physical; air, mind; and water, feelings. We become forgetful of the spiritual majesty that created all living things. The planet Earth is the ultimate testing ground for the complete soul. A soul embodied in flesh, with feelings and mental abilities, could reach higher states of consciousness, but will face many tests. When we learn to balance all 4 energies, the possibilities of the human being is virtually limitless. We are all miniature universes, just waiting to be reunited with the great universe. Let's say, for example, that we had just had an illuminating thought, or a new idea as we call them. We see this object materializing within our mind's eye. What do we do with this image? Well, we may draw this object on a piece of paper. The object is starting to materialize now. Even if we create this material object from a mental image, we consider it to be real. This is what we basically consider reality. Reality, in its truest sense, was the original idea For without the thought, the material object would never have emerged. Now let's consider this for a moment. Where did the thought come from in the first place? There is no doubt the thought came from the mind, and the mind visualized it from the spiritual inspiration we call God. The spirit, or air we breathe, is where all mental thoughts originate. As I stated before, air is the essence of creative spirit. The earth is a beautiful home, but always subject to impermanence. As we get further into this subject of the four elements, we will see the more spiritual complexity emerging. We will also see the need for the spiritual soul to develop through balance and harmony of all four elements. Only through universal laws will we find real permanence and lasting freedom. Only through the balance of the creative elements will we find peace and harmony. If we are to master the essence of life, we will have to curb the physical wants, needs, and desires. Remember, the tiny ant will someday devour the mighty tiger. All that we know in this physical sense will someday be non-existent. As the Master Jesus once said, "Blessed is he who has seen and believed. Blessed thrice is he who has never seen and believes." Keywords of the earth element are physical, visible, multidimensional, watery, fiery, airy, balanced, masculine, feminine, nourishing, variable, solid, life-giving, peaceful, balanced, colorful, elusive, dual, abundant, variable, gravity, atmosphere, and environment. Air, the essence of spirit, the mind of humanity. With the new age of Aquarius upon us, we must know this age will be one of spiritual communion with our Creator God. The air or spirit we breathe puts us directly in contact with the spiritual life force we call God. In the previous age of Pisces, we witnessed humanity overcoming the barriers of water, which separated the continents. If we were to compare the speed of a traveling boat, Pisces, to an Aquarian invention, a Concorde jet, you would have a fair estimate of what the new age is all about. That is how fast our planet and consciousness has changed. This comparison also exhibits to us the change in human consciousness and creative abilities that our powers of intelligence are rapidly increasing. This new spiritual age of air will bring changes in our consciousness that will unveil the hidden secrets of the ages. This knowledge will find humanity coming into its truest potential. The Master Jesus, the Christ, once said, "In the age of man, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Aquarius is the liberating sign of humanity, for it is the sign of intelligence. we must lift our torches of light high to guide the way for all people. The future will find science and spirit working hand in hand. Already some of the medical profession is coming around to the powers of spiritual healing. The destructive inventions created by present science will be replaced by a science motivated by love and compassion. The result will be a world existing in peace, abundance, and united in brotherhood. Anything that is conceivable will be created and used for the good of all humanity. This age of air will also promote equality, no matter what race or sex. All will be treated as equals. We can see changes of independence manifesting in the new age of spirit all over the world today. It is releasing within the female gender of our race a new sense of purpose. If we were to examine the 20th century of human existence on this planet, we could easily say that as a race we have progressed more than we have in our entire previous existence. The only thing holding us back now is the monarch image. This will have to be a time for independence, education, and commitment to spiritual principles. As long as one ignorant person exists, the rest of humanity will be at risk. The true benefits nature provides through air is mental renewal. Oxygen renews our blood cells. It nurtures and revitalizes our physical and mental bodies. Anything that breathes air or spirit is a living creation of God. And God breathed forth upon the earth and said, "Let there be light." What I feel God meant was that there will be life energy or spiritual vibration. Since the first day God breathed His holy breath upon earth, we have been spiritual beings and forever united by the four elements. Each breath we take is a constant combination of God's spiritual presence and life force interacting within us. Key words describing the air element are spiritual, mental, compassionate, inventive, futuristic, intuition, peacemaking, diplomatic, responsible, independent, telepathic, original, progressive, occult, reforming, rebellious, universal, non-prejudiced, and equality. As we can see by these key words, much depends upon clean air for a progressive future. It would thrill me greatly to see independent people stand up and demand governmental compliance with Environmental Protection Agency regulations. As I stated before, this is the age of human independence. We must now unite and stand against all that violates human rights and the rights of nature. If we breathe polluted air, we breathe polluted spirit.